Welcome to Sprint 3 of Dogfight. This sprint was all about tying up loose ends. We started with the card reworks, focusing on text and implementing symbols. A common issue during playtest feedback was a player not being sure when their cards could be played. We put all the card text into a table and reworked ones that weren't clear enough. We also began looking into the layout of the cards to see where best we could implement symbols that would tell players whether their card was intended for combat, movement or general use. For the moment they're represented with coloured spots, but these will be replaced with symbols once we get to producing the cards. Lastly, for added accessibility, we set up an automated Excel table that allows us to translate the cards from English into the 5 most commonly spoken languages: French, German, Spanish, Arabic and simplified Chinese. This sprint introduced our final dog to the main roster, Jimmy Whippet. This was originally because we had 6 dogs but 7 player pieces, meaning one dog would be doubled up, but after creating him we ended up changing our plans for the player pieces anyway. This wasn't all bad news, however, it meant more variety in the card deck and there's no such thing as too many dogs. Bad luck, Jimmy. We're still glad to have you here. After wrestling with the board for all of Sprint 2, Sprint 3 had it finally complete. The board is compatible with the 3 most common types of colour blindness and is designed to fit our board template generated on the Panda Game website, meaning it's ready to be printed with the rest of our components. While getting our components in the right form for manufacturing, we also pivoted towards a new way of keeping track of points. Until now, we had been using a notepad to tally down scores, but after looking at all the available options from Panda Games, we realised that tokens could be a more engaging way of tracking points. We designed some bone tokens to replace the tally book, also using a template from the generator. Working out the dimensions, margins, borders and bleed lines took a surprising amount of maths. We don't want to talk about that. Having done all these templates and measurements, our completed spec sheet was ready to be sent off to Tyler so that they'll know what to expect from us when it's time to print. Towards the end of this sprint, we had a presentation and follow-up playtest with Mediatonic to showcase how our game has progressed over the last 6 weeks. After a totally calm morning with no crying or screaming at all, we were really pleased with how it went. The only issue brought up was that a few cards still needed a bit more clarity, such as tunnel not being obvious that you move from dig site to dig site. We plan on having some peers and lecturers sweep through the deck to point out all the cards they feel aren't clear enough for a final refinement. Some much needed relief came this sprint as we confirmed the funding for our trips to Insomnia and the UK Games Expo. After a meeting with the Career Development Fund, we crunched numbers and rearranged hotel plans until the panel agreed to support us, and the university provided us with an alternate way to create merch to bring with us. Using the Cry Cup machine, we'll be able to make our own t-shirts and stickers. We also put together a banner which would be part of the backdrop on our Insomnia stand. Lastly, we decided to look at our game pieces. After the meeting with Tyler of Panda Games, we decided it was best to throw out our original idea of having high quality 3D models of dogs akin to Animal Adventures, and instead look back at our original source of inspiration, Root. The pieces now are simple silhouettes of the dogs provided by our artist Gemma. These pieces will be made from wood and coloured one of the 4 colourblind friendly hues we have already selected for our game. Each set of 7 pieces will have a different dog silhouette, namely the Whippet, Rottweiler, Bloodhound and the Corgi. Each piece has been designed to be easy to differentiate and to handle.